When you're looking for an engineering problem, there's a certain way that you want to approach that. But when you're working with people, there's actually a whole different approach and a different perspective that you want to take. To show one of the main differences between engineering problems and working with people, I want to show you this video. And as you're watching this video, it's a video of animals looking in the mirror, looking at their own reflection. Now I want you to ask yourself, why are the animals acting this way? And what would need to happen for the animals to act differently? In other words, what would they need to do, or what perspective would they need to take in order to look at this differently and to gain some different insight that the animals are missing? So go ahead and ask yourself these two questions as you watch this video. One of the reasons that they're acting this way is that they don't recognize themselves in the mirror. And what they would need to do to actually recognize themselves in the mirror is they would need to step outside of themselves. So let's say the animal is in chair number 1 and the reflection is in chair number 2. They would actually need to take an outside perspective. They would need to get into this third chair and to look at themselves from the outside. That's part of what's missing, and that's what the essence of self-awareness is. You've probably heard of that term before, and it probably sounds kind of vague and not really important, but this is the essence of self-awareness. And you can see the consequences of self-awareness. They're running into a mirror. They're hurting themselves. They're not responding to the reality of the situation because they lack self-awareness. They lack this ability to step outside of their own perspective and to look at themselves from the outside. And this is something that is uniquely human. Most animals do not have this. Maybe dolphins do because they have a little bit more evolved brain than humans, but humans are one of the only species that can actually do this. So it's actually a wonderful gift that we can actually stand outside of ourselves and reflect on ourselves, and it's one of the major reasons for our success as a species is we are able to recognize ourselves and look at circumstances from the outside rather than being just stuck in our own perspective and reacting to things without any conscious thought and reacting to things with a sense of wisdom and looking at things from the bigger picture. Most animals just react to circumstances based on instinct and based on survival. But when you react to things based on instinct and survival, you may be missing the actual reality of the situation. And you may be saying to yourself, well, yeah, that's animals. Animals are stupid. They're not as smart as humans. But the reality is that we have a lot in common with these chimpanzees and these other animals. We have a lot in common with them in the way our brain works. We have a lot of common parts in our brain. Although we have this higher level of thinking, we don't always use it. Sometimes we do react, and sometimes we do respond out of instinct and survival, and it's in those moments that we're sometimes missing the bigger picture.